Nakey Jakey is back on the scene again, and he has a video out called NPCs in video games.
I've seen so many videos of people like pretending to be NPCs, and I just think that's so funny.
Yeah, it always makes me think of Free Guy.
I don't know what that
Since
is.
we remember?
Oh.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
the Ryan Reynolds movie where he's not the main character in the video game. He's just in the game. Yeah. He's an NPC.
Yeah.
So I just think, there's all of this AI technology coming out that's being implemented in different ways. And one of the ways that it's been implemented is there's a mod that you can get which gives AI control of the NPCs.
So it can know like what you're. So it's
they
like
can talk to you
and
know what you're doing in the game.
What conversations and like stuff to have with you.
Yeah,
that's creepy as fuck. I'm so glad that when I
as far as I understand it, I've never done it.
Hopefully, when things just get like crazy.
But they react to like what you're doing.
Yeah, that's fucking
like
weird.
This dude used it in Skyrim and walked over and like grabbed this person by the hair, and they were like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Whereas they would normally just be like,
"Yeah." I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. It's different,
One of my favorite NPCs was Herc Senior from Far Cry 5.
Kind of name is Herc.
He was running for like some local office, and he is this super conservative, like pretty much they made him the biggest like MAGA guy who is just
landlord.
Yes, but worse because he's like my 600-pound life.
Okay.
And not religious.
Okay.
Because the cult has taken over, and he's like, they ruined my election, screw them, all these, talking about slang words for liberals and stuff like that. And so he wants you to take his son on this dangerous quest with you so he can become a real man.
Oh my God.
But anyway, he's very, very fucking funny.
Herc.
Yes, I agree with you on that one, Dr. Dell. With Oblivion being one of my favorite games ever, of course, the expansions that came along with it were fucking amazing and filled with all kinds of really cool shit. Herc Senior was funny, I agree. But yeah, let us know down in the comments who's your favorite NPC from a video game.
Oh, I have one.
Who, really?
Yeah.
Who?
It took me a minute to think about it.
Is it the butler from Tomb Raider? Oh my God.
I don't know if I would say he's my favorite. He used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. Like literally terrify me. And so I would lock him up there because he would just moan and groan and follow you around. I was like, even though it wasn't like a scary game, I was like, this guy's gonna get me.
Yes.
Yeah. But he was a nice old man. He was just trying to do his job.
But to Dr. Dell's point, you should play Oblivion just to try the Shivering Isles expansion.
I don't know what
it's
that
like
means.
Imagine Fantasy meets Shutter Island.
Ooh.
It's like all about mental disorders and stuff. You go to this island.
Oblivion?
Yeah, and you're pretty much a deity of madness.
You're on that, and so you're shaking the camera.
Oh,
yeah.
A deity of madness makes this place, and so you go into it, and it's like there's a.
Are you like in control of people who have the?
No, you are your character that's been playing Oblivion the entire time, and you go into this world that is madness, different kinds of madness and stuff. Yeah, it's really, really great.
Never heard of it.
But it's worth the entire game just to play that expansion alone. Anyway,
talking about Shutter Island, I went to the movies to see Shutter Island.
You did.
And I was just like, well, I worked at the movies at that point, so I saw like a bunch of movies for free anyway. But it was like my day off, and I was like, oh, we'll go see Shutter Island, like, whatever. And like I had no idea that it was gonna be what it was.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just knew, like, oh, it's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
It looks like a detective,
It's
like a noir.
yeah. Oh
movie.
my god,
That movie
I went
was
in
a
and
trip.
I talked to my manager. I was like, I don't know, is it worth watching? Because like everybody always watched the movies and stuff, and she was like, oh my freaking god, you don't know what you're in for. And I was like, okay, it's a good movie. Anyway, no spoilers.
No spoilers. And crickets. Anyway, we're gonna check out Naked Jakey's NPCs in video games. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Greetings, traveler. I am Jarborius. If you're looking for wares, I have plenty to sell. I will also buy your wares.
I love how it has his
if
face.
You just stole them from me. My son! My baby son, my boy! My baby son went missing in a really awesome cave nearby. Will you find him?
Yeah, why aren't you looking for him?
We can
Oh,
just...
heavens! Not the solution I expected, but I suppose that would do. Very well. He is so beautiful. Much better than my first. Thank you. I love you.
Fuck.
And here I thought you would never ask. From the moment we first shared our gaze, 30 seconds ago,
Me playing video
I knew
games.
you were the one for me.
Divorce.
How
Oh.
could this be?
How could
After
this
all
be?
we've been through, and you so easily cast me away like some putrid little plaything. Very well. You must leave now.
Why don't you
this
leave?
instant, for I have nothing left to say to you. Only the finest way. NPCs, aka non-player characters, are exactly what they sound like. Any character that is not the player. It could be friend or foe or side quest giver, boy kisser, gun getter, sentient critter, kings and queens or a kitty cat's litter, car crash victim Keanu Reeves. The term NPC actually originates from the ancient tabletop game Dragon Dungeon, where the Dragon Master would have players interact and speak with imaginary non-player characters created, voiced, and controlled by the DM. But while these NPCs have an endless amount of interactions and potential responses thanks to the power of human brain, NPCs in video games present a really complex challenge for developers. Every single action performed by even the most insignificant NPC has to be designed and programmed and written and potentially voice acted and animated. When people pretend to be NPCs on TikTok, there's a reason they do super repetitive looping movements and only say like 4 different things
It's the
over and
worst.
over and over. But I think certain NPCs can be pretty interesting to talk about because video games have gotten pretty clever since the days of Grandma's Atari. Cool, a scorpion. All right, Grandma, let's get you back into the dungeon. It could be as simple as knocking on a wall in Metal Gear Solid and the guard going, "What was that noise?" which blew my mind as a precocious
It's pretty
child.
cool.
Or it could be as complex as cats vomiting everywhere in a tavern because they stepped in beer that spilled onto the floor and then groomed themselves and got alcohol poisoning because Dwarf Fortress is a full-on simulation of life inside the Garfield residence. Drew Garfield, that is. That's right. I get to call him Drew because we're buddies. I've divided my NPCs into 3 categories, but there will definitely be some crossover. Townsfolk, interactable VIPs, and enemies. Enemies are Scrooge. It's the holidays. baby. These are usually your bottom of the barrel NPC-ass NPCs, talking about random people on the streets of Los Santos that are very easily angered and always want to fight you for some reason. Copy-paste townsfolk in Assassin's Creed that you're not supposed to kill, but you do it anyways, and the game is like, dude, Ezio wouldn't even do that, dude, stop! The general expectation with these NPCs is that even though your interaction is usually limited to just killing them in hilarious ways, you hope that they at least react appropriately to your heinous actions. Whether this means running from explosions or gunfire, jumping to get out of the way of your car, T-posing in place and going, "I'm not afraid!" In a lot of games, townsfolk will only seem to exist wherever the player is and show like very little agency of their own. But Oblivion's Radiant AI system said, "F that. These geniuses have schedules and jobs and lives and important things to say that don't make a lick of fucking sense. Oblivion NPCs are often remembered and beloved and memed for the funny haha janky moments, but I'm bummed that Bethesda seemed to pump the brakes on the Radiant AI stuff after Oblivion because it can make for some really entertaining emergent gameplay.
Yes.
Unexpected things can happen, and the varied routines and lives of each individual NPC can make the game world feel a bit more reactive and alive instead of every interaction feeling incredibly scripted. Speaking of scripted, Red Dead 2 has really great detailed NPCs where they'll actually like go to their job and then go get drunk, and there's some level of interaction beyond just killing them because you can say hi or fuck off or rob them, even if none of it actually affects the design of the linear boring ass missions. What the fuck? Who said that shit? Get out of my dojo. Watch Dogs Legion said, okay gamers, you can play as any NPC in this game and we're gonna give them jobs and skills that you can take advantage of. And even though the execution of each simulated NPC's life ended up being a bit shallow, I think it's a really interesting twist on the traditional background NPC. In games like Majora's Mask or Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing or The Sims, each citizen is like an actual independent person that does not give a rat's ass if they inconvenience the player. It is up to you to cater to the NPC schedules, not the other way around, which I think would be pretty immersive, but also, it is the middle of the day. Why are you not at your store? NPCs having actual names and some level of interaction is a great segue into the next part of the video. Oh my god, NPC this, NPC that. He's looking like a
Jakey and
NPC quarter pounder with cheese. Hi, I'm Jakey, and Jakey, attorneys at law. I'm a very busy lawyer guy, and the other day I wasted precious hours of my time just trying to cancel recurring monthly charges, and it sucked, and I hated it. Do you hate canceling stuff too? Well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. This personal finance app allows you to manage subscriptions, lower bills, build a custom budget, and grow your savings all in one place. I'm using Rocket Money to identify and cancel those monthly recurring subscriptions without ever having to get on a phone call, which is great because I don't remember how to do that. What are you? Rocket Money helps me monitor my credit score and see important changes and insights on ways I can improve it. I also use Rocket Money to set up smart savings, which can automatically deposit a specified
This music's getting me
amount
pumped.
however frequently I want, which is great because I am trying to save up for another suit. All three of us wear the same suit and it's really stinky. To save more and spend less,
Ew.
join the 3.4 million members using Rocket Money today. We've got the hookup. Go to rocketmoney.com/NakeyJakey or click the link in the description to get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/NakeyJakey to get started for free. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Now let's see what other
Ariel, I
side
see
quest
you in the
quarter pounder
comments.
with cheese over here has cooked up for us, you little beefcake. Fuck off. These interactive freaks are a tier above your generic background actor. I'm talking your talk to me exclamation point above my head looking asses. You know, characters with clearly better graphics, quest givers, merchants, companions that offer you hints to puzzles that you didn't even ask for. Fuck off, mate. I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of the time you have to annoyingly wait for them to stop talking and then follow them to some destination to advance a quest. And usually they're walking at a speed that is neither your walk or sprint speed, so it's really frustrating to try to match their pace. This is a direct shout out to Bethesda. It is 2023. Why are we still doing this, Todd? A good interactable NPC has stuff like unique and memorable character design, consistent and thoughtful writing that doesn't sound like a 15-year-old wrote it, a convincing performance that is believable or at the very least entertaining. Merchant from Resident Evil 4, Voss from Far Cry 3, Wheatley from Portal 2, that fucking cat dude that lies to you in Skyrim, everyone and everything you interact with in
Cat
Undertale.
dude fucking lies to you.
Can I get Toad on the screen? The entirety of Baldur's Gate 3, which probably has the best NPCs and companions of any game in the world of all time. The amount of times that this game actually takes into account the choices you've made, the relationships you've nurtured, the people in
is
your
that the
party,
new
the
one?
fucking items in your inventory. I feel like every person has a story about some time an NPC did something they didn't expect and surprised them, and I think those are some of like the best moments in gaming because they make the game world feel alive. Some of you might roll your eyes at this next example, and I totally get it, but I just still think about it all the time. In The Last of Us Part 2, NPC enemies who are actually really smart. They'll sometimes be put in a down state where they'll like beg and plead for their life and be like, no, don't do it. And if you do any interaction other than kill them, aka walk away and do nothing, they will eventually magically stand back up and go right back to shooting you, because as smart as the AI is in this game, they only possess one potential end goal: kill. This might be the most common type of NPC because they are a tale as old as time, jail as old as grandma who keeps letting you out. A bag of beans, red dot on the map that wants to kill you, Goomba that wants to kill you, doggies that want to give you a little kiss and then go. Good enemy design is dependent on so many potential factors. The shape, the size, the speed, the sounds, the color and
That's what she
scent
said.
of their blood. Is it green? I don't know. But I think a common trait shared among good video game enemies is a competent level of artificial intelligence. At the end of the day, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's just a question of how good of a magician the AI is. Halo's pioneered use of behavior trees for its fantastic ensemble of enemies makes the same 30 seconds of gameplay fun to repeat over and over because it's never going to play out the same way. Fear's enemies pioneered the use of goal-oriented action planning to give the very convincing illusion that this squad is smartly and tactically working together to aggressively pursue yo little scared ass. Starfield's enemies use emoji scripting and just stand around waiting for you to shoot them like a carnival shooting gallery minigame. I'm sorry, but god damn it. It's 2023 and there are games from the 90s whose enemies are still running marathons around these guys. That pun is intended. Most of this stuff is above my pay grade, but if you're interested in learning about it, there's some really great videos by AI and Games and Game Maker's Toolkit that I'll put down in the description. I love enemies that will evolve and adapt to your actions and not just do the same predictable thing over and over again. Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War have some of the best enemies that can actually make even dying fun thanks to the Nemesis system. Not only will orcs adapt to certain actions if you do them too much, but they will remember who you killed and how you killed them and help you create these amazing little narratives within the game. It's a shame that Warner Bros. Patented the Nemesis system because having an interactable hierarchy of enemies is such a fantastic concept. A big thing tying into good enemy design is difficulty, and unfortunately not all games approach increasing the difficulty with the same level of care. As much as I love some Bethesda games, they've always done the dumbass thing where increasing the difficulty doesn't actually change any AI behavior, but it just doubles their health and gives them more damage output. So now instead of a mindless shooting gallery where you just go up and shoot people, you hide behind something and chip away at a bullet sponge for like 30 minutes, which isn't exactly my idea of fun. I'm sorry I keep talking about Starfield. Clearly, I have a lot to say about it. But I think a game like Ghost of Tsushima approaches increasing the difficulty in a much more interesting way where the enemies will actually become more aggressive, and even though now they kill you in like 2 hits, you also kill them in like 2 hits. So it becomes this beautiful dance of passion and gamer precision focus. I don't know. Play it on lethal. It's the best way to play that game. I think we all know that the eventual future for NPC AI is AI. The implementation of shit like ChatGPT in existing games with mods is already super impressive and honestly really scary. But I could totally see AI becoming a super valuable tool within the toolkit used to create meaningful and interesting game worlds. It could make games a bit closer to having that limitless human brain dungeon master powering your interaction with NPCs. I just hope we don't let AI become the death of meaningful and creative game experiences and just get completely procedurally generated ass-creed games like every 2 hours. If you want more NPC-centric content, I highly recommend checking out any Austin's videos where he does some investigative cyber journalism to discern the unemployment rate in Skyrim cities. I really like his videos. I don't know him, but I think he has a really unique voice that stands out among the sea of YouTube gamers. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you next time.
Little NPC baby.
Nakey damn Jakey. That was interesting. And he brought up at the end the ChatGPT AI crossover stuff.
Yeah.
We need to try that, man. I need to find one of those mods and let you have a run at it and see what you think.
I'm already really bad at video games and get scared so easily that I could not imagine having enemies like remember who I killed and what I did. Like, I don't think I could handle it.
Dude,
It's too much for me.
Ronald Jenkins said Assassin's Creed Mississippi. That would be fucking great.
Okay, so Ariel listed a bunch of games that we need to get to.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that there's a lot of people who've got a lot of things to say about Starfield. I've been playing the absolute shit out of it whenever I've had a moment to not be doing important things. and I think that I still don't know how I feel about it yet.
Oh, really? I thought that you really liked it just because normally you don't have, like, unless you really enjoy a game, you don't have the attention span to, like, keep at it for, like, I don't know, longer than 30 minutes. But with this game, you've kind of given it more time. Like,
It has enough mix of Elder Scrolls, Fallout stuff to make me like, what is this? But I haven't been gripped by wanting to do anything in the game in particular.
So, like, the quests aren't as good?
No, I think that it's just more like, you know, there's this beautiful fantasy world in all of the Elder Scrolls games. There is a sense of dread in Fallout that it makes it just like you are trying to survive in a wasteland. Starfield feels more like there's this couple of planes of existence that you can go into, like flying your spacecraft in space, being on a planet, being in a craft, and they all, while this sounds super magnificent, still feels kind of trapped.
Yeah, because it's fucking space. I hate
and planets
space.
and stuff, so it's kind of like one barren wasteland to another, but there's some planets I've been to that have like creatures running around and foliage and things, and it's just, I don't know, it somehow feels way bigger but way more empty at the same time.
Yeah.
It feels very, very empty in comparison. Like, I don't know. It's just my opinion so far. I have seen people say a whole lot of shit about Baldur's Gate 3. I think it would probably be a good idea for the two of us to be streaming that shit.
Wait. Is it 2-player? Wait, yeah.
But, I mean, you would be playing on your computer and I would be playing on mine.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so we could set that up for sure.
I am interested in playing this.
Yeah, we should check it out. But, I think the...
Well, I just, like, saw it, and then he said something about Baldur's Gate, and then I was like, why does it look so goddamn good? And I was like, a new one came out! Yeah.
Yeah, months ago. I told you about it.
We've been busy, and I don't play video games.
I'm pretty sure the NPCs and your, like, the followers and stuff like that, there's a lot of motion capture done. So it was not just like these computer models that are made on these little, you know, with the balls and the sticks and stuff to like move around. But it's like actual people in suits that act out what they're doing. That I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Very cool.
So, fuck yeah, we should check that out. And you guys should go over and check out Nakey Jakey's channel if you haven't yet. You could even subscribe to it and enjoy all of his badass videos he's got over there. He's a great musician, great content creator overall. And I enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys did too. Thank you for hanging out.
See you guys.
Bye.